Aquis Farm continues to expand in Australia, and their Victorian property is offering 3 wonderful stallions this spring. Zoostar's Lean Mean Machine has his first foals on the ground. Needs Further by Costa de Lago has relocated from Armidale Stud in Tasmania, where he sired Mystic Journey and many other stakes winners. And they're joined by a son of Invincible Spirit for the first time, the unbeaten European 2-year-old Royal Meeting.
Royal Meeting goes home too well.
Well, Victoria, obviously this has only been a couple of years now, having great Aquis investment, and you had Lean Mean Machine down there last year, the great addition of Needs Further, a superstar, and also a new stallion in Royal Meeting, a son of Invincible Spirit.
Well, yes, look, Victorians have asked and we've delivered, and Royal Meeting, when people come and look at this horse, they'll absolutely fall in love with him.
Well, Invincible Spirit, we know the quality he throws. You see it all the way through so many of the I Am Invincibles and his other wonderful racehorse performers and stallions around the world now. And this horse is exactly that.
And look, without Invincible Spirit, we in Australia couldn't boast about I'm Invincible. In turn, we couldn't boast about Brazen Bow and Hellbent. And if you look at it globally, look at the rise of Kingman as a stallion in the Northern Hemisphere. Look at the rise of young horses like Shala and Territories that have got early 2-year-old winners. This sire line can just produce stallions.
Well, this fella, again, I think in Europe we're really seeing the 2-year-old racing improve. I mean, it used to be any Aussie could go over there and win any sprint race. It's not so easy now. And the sire lines we share globally. So for him to be a Group 1 winning 2-year-old, that is elite.
It is really elite, and well, he was raised by Godolphin, and he broke his maiden in England, and his very next start was in a Group 1 in France, and he won it. To put that into perspective, it's difficult to win a Group 1 anywhere in the world at any level, but imagine doing it at your second start and doing it as a 2-year-old. This just shows you how tough this horse must have been to take the race out.
That was the Criterium International at Chantilly as well. And again, we know French racing. These are some of the best pedigrees in the world. The Aga Khan pedigrees, so many other fabulous, generational breeders. And he came out on top.
He sure did. And if you look at his pedigree too, he's out of a South African Group 1 winning 2-year-old filly, Rock Opera. So he really has pedigree to back him up. And he's by a phenomenal stallion. And he did it on the racetrack too. So there's not much not to like about him.
How have the bookings been? I mean, it's a funny year, isn't it, obviously, and very hard, particularly in Victoria, to get to see Royal Meeting. But what's been the initial sort of feedback?
Oh, look, he's been really popular, and not many people have looked at him, but we have partnered again with a few people to introduce this horse and join forces with them. The likes of His Highness Sheikh Khalifa, John Keneally, Mark Pilkington, Darren Thomas, they've all joined up with us to introduce this horse to the Victorian breeding bench. And that tells you the story about this horse and how popular he is with some really astute breeders.
Well, he has, as we said, the Invincible Spirit quality. What else do you see in him?
He's a stunning physical. And it might sound cliche, people talking about the stallions and telling you they're good looking, but he really is. And when people come to the farm and they set their eyes on him, they'll fall in love with this horse.
Lean Mean Machine, though, has gone through, taken the lead, and Lean Mean Machine's won it.
Well, speaking of gorgeous stallions, Lean Mean Machine, this beautiful son of Zoostar, we filmed him last year and he was probably still looking a bit light and a bit racy, but now he's really thickened up. He looks great. He was placed in that Zoostar trifecta in the Coolmore Stud Stakes, but really letting down into a stunning stallion now, and again, so much quality.
Really let down well. He wintered in New South Wales with us, and he enjoyed this change of scenery for a bit, I'd say. And he was a very good 2-year-old. He won the BRC Sires Produce Stakes as a 2-year-old. It's the same race his father Zoostar won, although Lean Mean Machine did it in a much faster time, beating home Zoosen in that race. So it was a race full of quality. And then he came out bigger, better and stronger as a 3-year-old, and he won the Run to the Rose. Now that race, to understand how good he was, it must be looked at because he was blocked for a run, he was bumped, and he found a way to win that race because he had the determination to win. And a lot of horses win a lot of good races, but the will to win a race, the hunger to be a racehorse, that's what sets him apart.
They're roaring. soaring in Tasmania, and Mystic Journey won the Guineas easily.
And Needs Further. Look, I just love this horse. We've seen him down in Tasmania at Armadale Stud, you know, the leading nursery in New Zealand with the Wishaw family. And it was really hard for David and his family to part with this stallion. You know, Mystic Journey's an absolute superstar, but it doesn't end there for Needs Further. This beautiful son of Encosta de Lago. His dam nearly won the Golden Slipper. You know, he has so many other stakes winners too.
Well, firstly, we are delighted to stand him and would like to thank Armadale Stud for giving us the opportunity to introduce this horse to the Victorian breeding bench. And the market wanted a proven horse, and that's why he's here, and his bookings show how popular he is. And as you said, it's not about just one horse. Of course, Mystic Journey, she's a superstar filly, not only winning a Guineas, but winning the inaugural All-Star Mile. But he has Desroches, who won the Vamos Stakes. He has Bold Star, and he has stakes-winning fillies like Patina Arena and Mystical Pursuits. So he's not a one-trick pony. He can get a good-looking horse, they run, and they win. And what else do you want from a stallion?
And he's obviously a half-brother to Hello Crown, another young stallion doing really well. And I think the great thing with Needs Further is those early books, he did that on pure class, but even more recently, he's been getting such better quality books of mares.
Well, he covered his biggest and best book of mares last year. So the best for Needs Further is, of course, yet to come. And his sire line, he's by Encosta de Lago. That's the reason we have Rubik. That's the reason we have Zoustar. It's just a fabulous sire line. He's half to a horse like Hallowed Crown, who had Colette this year, who was such a dominant winner in the Oaks. So just showing you it's still a young enough family, and it is a stallion's family.
So overall in Victoria, I mean, it's very hard with you know, the lockdown continuing. You have the virtual stallion parade that you know, you can let people see these stallions. But how do you expect this spring to go? Because it is difficult, but people are still breeding horses.
Well, what I have seen in my time in Australia and what I've seen in the last 6 months in COVID is this industry and the people behind us, they're resilient. You look at the fabulous results that Inglis and Magic Millions have pulled together. In spite of what's happening around us, look at how strong the trade has been. It gives us all hope that everything should become back to normal at some point, but people are breeding their mares. They still want to continue what they do, and that's all we know, and that's what we do. So I'm optimistic that things will get better, and that's the only way to be, I feel.